everybody.
Hello.
And welcome back. This is the Where You Lead podcast. I'm Cassie. I'm the mommy.
And I'm Zoe. I'm the daughter.
And just thank you so much for rejoining us. If you're new here, again, what we're doing is we are real life Lorelai and Rory Gilmore.
Yeah, we are.
I was a teen mom. I now have a teen daughter. And we have been planning.
also going to be a teen mom.
No, she is not.
This is my reveal.
No, this is not. This is, this is her funeral, actually, is what it is. No, we decided many years ago, and I've been saving up for it, that we were going to do the Lorelai and Rory graduation year backpacking trip. And so I presented Zoe with this idea, because it's only like a year away now, that we actually discuss the Gilmore Girls episodes, all of them leading up to when they would go on their trip, and we'll have it timed for when we go on our trip. And so we'll get to plan our trip.
Yeah.
I don't think I said trip enough times. Trip. But yeah, that's pretty much, that's what we're doing here. So again, thank you for
tuning in.
That's the stuff right there.
That's the stuff right there. Thank you for all that. Right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Anyway.
This is such an awkward start for us.
I love it.
There's something in the air.
Yeah, I think it's the gloomy day.
It looks great. I have a feeling it's going to snow. I smell snow.
You smell it's not going to snow.
It better snow, dude. I'm working at a restaurant now.
I don't
and
want it to
all
snow.
I want is to be able to walk out to where people normally take smokes and have it just be snowing. It gets so hot in that kitchen.
That would be very peaceful, but I have to drive today. So I don't want it to snow. It can snow after I get home.
Let's talk about that. How have you been?
Thank you.
Yeah, tell me about your week.
Well, let me tell you. It was fine. I don't know. I'm in a bit of a fluffy spot. I don't know
what does that mean.
I don't even know.
A fluffy spot.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think it's just been kind of a blah week. I don't know if I'm PMSing or what's.
I'm PMSing,
so it's possible. We're
are.
probably synced up. Maybe that explains a lot between Lorelai and Rory and why sometimes they're just batshit.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll get into that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Episode was great.
I have opinions.
I also have opinions.
But I will state right now, Rory is not at fault for any of them.
No.
Rory's great. I love you, Rory. This is the only time I will ever be on your side.
We're not there yet. We're doing our weekly check-in.
Okay. What are your plans for tonight, Mama?
I am going to a friend's birthday party,
Ooh.
so that'll be fun. I actually have a really busy few days. I know you do too, because I got my friend's birthday party tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to go see Wicked 2.
Ow! Ow!
No good deed. Anyways, I'm probably going to cry a lot.
Okay, hit that.
Yeah,
okay,
thank you.
Hit that. I'm really excited. My mom and I are very familiar with the musical. Sorry, I just had to yell at my cat. David.
No, you said my mom and I are very familiar with the musical.
Oh, yeah. My mom and I are very familiar with the musical. So we understand what happens to certain characters and how this movie's going to end for the most part. I know they're going to throw a little bit of some curveballs at us, but I imagine they won't change it too much from the source material. And David is not familiar with the musical. We already gave a few spoilers on accident.
Well, they're kind of unavoidable.
He was so upset.
It's like the musical's been out 20 years, bro.
So many years.
20 years, bro. Yeah. Get with it.
Only 20?
I think something like that. I think something like that.
Weird. I thought it was
fact check me, but yeah, so we have that tomorrow, and I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And then Monday, I'm going with my book club girlies to Travis Baldry,
Who is that?
He wrote one of my favorite series. I'm going to reach behind me.
Is that the one you already met who signed your thing?
No.
Who was that one you met in the bookstore in the States?
That's Jay Kristoff.
Oh, you're
very
right.
different authors.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Jay Kristoff will rip your heart out and stomp on it, whereas Travis Baldry wants to give it a nice cozy cup of coffee and cinnamon rolls. So you can't see it if you're listening, but I am holding my special edition of one of his books. It's called Legends and Lattes. He has a little trilogy with his Legends and Lattes, Bookshops and Bone Dust, and the new one, Brigands and Bread Knives.
Oh, that is cool. What is that? What is that going to be about? It came out 2003, by the way.
Okay, so I was close.
It's 23 years.
22 and a half.
You're right.
Anyway, so if you are into cozy and you're into fantasy, give his books a try, because they really are light reads, and they just are like hot cocoa, or I guess more specifically, again, hot coffee for the soul.
Bread knives for the soul.
Yeah, bread knives for the soul. So he's doing a big, at the Rio Theater, he's doing a big Q&A. So I'm going with a bunch of girlies to go to that. But yeah, so that'll be fun, and that's on Monday. And then Tuesday is actually our book club discussion day, where we discuss this month's book.
What's this month's book?
It's called Warrior Princess Assassin.
Oh, that one's with the alien lover?
No, that's Ice Planet Barbarians, and that's a completely different series
right,
that we
I'm really
should not
sorry.
get into on this.
That was my bad.
And we're not actually even going to talk that much about Warrior Princess Assassin, but it's really, really good.
Everybody read that right now.
No, don't do it.
Read it and message my mom about
Oh
it.
my gosh. Melissa, do not
I
read
get so
any of
uncomfortable
these
walking into the room, hearing the conversations these women have. I love that you have people
They are
to indulge with
they are
on
some
this.
of my favorite people on
Yeah,
this planet.
It's better than talking about it on like some internet forum.
No, I feel so blessed that we are all just friends. Yeah, it's great. That's pretty much all that's going on for me. You, baby.
Thank you. Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Oh, don't you even try.
I've been doing really good. I'm busy this week too. I might go. I have lots of plans. I might meet up with a new friend and go on an adventure of some sort, like bird watching or something.
Going on an adventure.
Going on an adventure. I'm hanging out with some friends next Friday. We're going to go see a movie. Not really sure what. Actually, no, I am sure what. There's only one movie playing, and that is Zootopia 2 in 3D at 7 p.m. That is the only movie playing next Friday. At all.
At all?
At the Cineplex.
That can't be true.
It is true. I don't know why. I don't know if, like, they're giving...
They probably just haven't released them yet.
It's next week.
Yeah, they don't release them until, like, a couple days before.
So why
because
would they only have
Zootopia
one movie?
because because Zootopia is like highly anticipated, so they're probably doing pre-sales because of kids and stuff.
Well, maybe I'm stupid, but I actually think that sounds really fun. So
Zootopia 2 sounds
probably
great.
Probably gonna go to that. And I'm also I've been playing Split Fiction. Guys, play Split Fiction if you like It Takes Two or like 2-player video games and stuff.
really
Split Fiction is so good. You've got to be good at video games. You've got to be good at it.
It's really hard.
It's not hard for me, but it's it's great. I don't get to play video games with people who are genuinely good at them very often, and that makes playing like 2-player games really frustrating because it's like just jump, just click jump. Like it's not that hard. I could be like miles ahead of you right now and I have to wait for your slow ass. That's not an attack on my mom.
No, we don't actually play video games together.
We used to, and you weren't good at them.
No, it was really bad. I'm a lot better now.
Yeah, you would not need to bubble as much in Super Mario.
Just bubble, Mom. Just put yourself in a bubble.
Just bubble. Just vote. I don't even care. Just vote. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's a meme.
And you had a pretty good week. You're enjoying your new job.
I'm not done about Split Fiction.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's just great. Shout out Garrison. We're both so good at video games, and we've been killing it. And like we were stuck on one level for an hour and a half, and it was so fun. I was not annoyed about it at all. So hop on Split Fiction. That was great. I've got a busy. Oh, I'm getting my hair done next week as well, which is very exciting. We're going a dark brown. If you don't know, I am blonde currently, and I need a change. I need a change after the breakup. I need to go a bit crazy.
It's time.
There's also a sale going on at Body Mod, so I'm going to be getting a piercing pretty soon.
You doing your eyebrow first or your lip?
Body Mods won't do my eyebrow because I don't have the right anatomy. So I've got to go to Scarecrow because they'll do it on anybody. And then, so I'll probably get my lip done, and if not my lip, then something else. Issue is I have grad photos coming up, and the lip will like dry out my lips for 3 weeks.
Yeah, you might want to wait till after your grad photos.
I'm not allowed to kiss with it on, so that really puts a dent in all of my plans.
Yeah, all the kissing.
Anyway, and work. I'm like fully at my next job now. I'm not working at Winners anymore. I'm doing expo out of a like bar kind of kitchen thing, and that's been okay. However, I'm closing tonight for the first time by myself. And tomorrow as well. I'm really fucking nervous about it. Excuse my language. I could have stayed an extra 2 hours last night because I did ask, and they said like if you want to stay till close to see what you have to do tomorrow, you can, but no one's forcing you to. And I was like, yeah, I want to go home. I got really tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just really, really nervous about that because they're not really, they don't like it when people do a bad job closing.
Yeah, and Zoe's not used to working in like privately owned, like mom and pop style places.
My last
it's not
job
like
was Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, it's not corporate where they have to
kitchen.
like follow certain things like working at Starbucks or Earl's or whatever,
Yeah.
where it's like, this is the training modules and here's all this. It's like, hi, here's one training shift. Now you're thrown to the wolves. Figure it out.
I know. And I'm
Yeah.
so nervous. It means I'm going to have to ask a bunch of people in the kitchen like questions.
They'll help you. Just be nice, smile a lot, and keep saying kitchen may I.
I know. It just makes me nervous.
Once you get the kitchen may I in your head, you're going to be so surprised how often you use it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even just a normal conversation, you'll be like, not Mika probably, but just an example. You'll be like,
Mika, may I?
Mika, may I? When you want to get it like into the conversation.
I do I like the kitchen staff that I've worked with during close, like when I have stayed till later. I like those guys a lot more than the guys earlier in the day. So
Yeah, so that's nice.
it'll be fine. But yeah, that's kind of been my.
So wish
my
her
week.
luck, and we'll check back in on how her closes went next week.
I'm so scared.
Should we jump into our episode now? It's
No.
called Paris is Burning.
No, I don't want to.
I don't give a.
I don't want to jump into the episode.
You want to walk into it? Do you
Yeah.
want to? Do you want to frolic? Can we frolic into the episode?
Frolic, holding hands through a beautiful field into the episode.
Perfect. Deal.
Okay.
Done. Recap it.
Ready? Frolic.
Frolic.
It's so weird. We just did the exact same thing. That is so lame. Okay.
That was not
That was
scripted.
so- oh my gosh. Okay. So, episode 11, season 1 of Gilmore Girls. It's called Paris is Burning. So, here's the recap. Lorelai's relationship with Rory's teacher, Max Medina, has become public after they were seen kissing at Chilton. So now there's a bunch of gossip being led by Paris and criticism from the headmaster. Paris, in this episode, hence the title Paris is Burning, had originally, her parents were going through a divorce and everybody at the school was talking about it. So when she saw Lorelai and Max kissing, that was the perfect opportunity for her to kind of move attention from herself onto her worst enemy, Rory. But the issue is Rory is now humiliated at school, and that ultimately pressures Lorelai and Max to break up, even though they do care for each other. And the episode ends with Rory comforting Lorelai as they navigate that kind of fallout together.
Good job. I just want to add that
Okay,
leading.
so I fucked up.
You know you did, but leading up to it is very important stuff. That Lorelai was freaking out because Rory seemed to show some sort of like attachment or starting to like the idea of them dating. No, but you gotta throw in. You gotta throw that in. That is what that's most of the episode is Lorelai starting to ghost Max after appearing to be happy with him. But yeah,
I don't think she was that happy with him.
well, fair enough. Let's get into it. We are starting off the episode with them looking at a dog.
Yeah, looking at a dog
and then joking about the fact that Lorelai basically abused a hamster. Like
abused a hamster because it was an animal that just didn't want to love her all the time.
Yeah, and bit her all the time, so she just kept smothering it with
which could have
tissues.
fucking killed it.
I know.
Absolutely.
I was like, how is this written to be like an endearing little skit about
why
Laura?
are they
like,
giggling? And then she abandons it?
Yeah, she just dumps it on something. I did
Poor
not.
hamster. Hamsters are some of the most mistreated animals.
I
there are.
genuinely don't even know actually how they continue to be pets.
Yeah.
I have yet to meet somebody that's owned a hamster that
doesn't
does not have a traumatic
traumatizing
have a traumatic
Yeah, my
story.
hamster hopped in the microwave and it blew up. Like,
My hamster like
threw itself down the stairs and died.
it got squished, its eyes fell out, like the
It
craziest
ate
stuff.
itself inside out.
Yeah, I've never heard somebody
Really,
not
same
be
with
traumatized
rats.
by
Like,
a hamster.
Every person I know who has owned rats, their rat has died from like cancer.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. Something just wrong with rodents.
I
guess.
yeah, so I've never had a hamster.
Leave 'em to the
I will
streets,
never
is what I
own a
say.
hamster. But I understand they're cute, but I
had
can't
a
understand.
hamster. We had Gus Gus.
Well, grandma had a hamster.
Yeah, for me.
And that also died.
Gus Gus. Well, that's because everyone was I'd watch you guys feed it like Oreos.
I did not.
I have a
didn't.
vivid memory watching you and grandma feed this thing an Oreo.
Grandma.
You were there with her.
Okay.
You were probably giggling like, yeah, feed it the Oreo.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, anyway, it got real fat and died. But the thing is, it wouldn't be true to its name Gus Gus if it didn't.
Gus, Gus.
Gus Gus.
Gus, Gus. And then we are now with Lorelai and Max Medina or like on their date. They're having a date. He's made dinner. Do we think that it was kind of okay? So she apparently didn't eat the dinner while they were sitting there.
She had a few bites.
But then goes and sits on his counter and eats it out of.
Yeah, I think it's like that's an unattractive thing. She tries to be like really quirky. My thing with Lorelai is I don't find her quirkiness attractive. I know that's kind of what her deal is supposed to be, the mysterious yet outgoing and odd kind of woman who like makes funny jokes all the time. I don't find most of the way she acts attractive. I think it's a little childish.
Yeah, So Lorelai always has childish moments,
Especially this
well,
episode.
that's what I was gonna say.
My God.
And I do sometimes Lorelai's quirkiness is just like, okay, that's cute and quirky. Other times I'm like, oh my goodness, this was the first time where I was like,
Fed up with her the whole episode.
grow up.
Genuinely,
Like,
how old are you?
It was her, yeah. The way she was acting in this episode was like, especially in that with this scene with Medina, where she's now eating the food on top of like sitting on his counter out of the like the pot instead of a plate. And I'm like, it was just so pick me and very like, I'm not like other
also,
girls.
then eat the food out of the Tupperware you packed your original plate into. Like, what are you doing? Like, we know you didn't finish your food before.
And it just felt like really disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he
points it out. And then she's just like, well, watching people work makes me hungry.
Yeah.
He also worked to make the food.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's a choice.
I feel like they had this, she was very like hardworking and still like silly and stuff in the first few episodes. But they understood that based on what she's been through and what she holds herself to now that she's raising Rory and running the inn, she wasn't as childish as this. But then it feels they've leaned into that really heavy these next few episodes.
I totally agree. I was in the first few episodes, it feels like she's still, like she is late. She's in early 30s, right? We figured that out. She's not like 27. She's actually like in her, she might be late 20s.
I thought she was like 32.
Well, she was 16 when she had Rory and Rory's 16. Okay, yeah.
So she,
sorry.
Okay, girl.
Slow computing.
Mom likes to think she's also a little younger than she is.
I do forget that I'm...
Like, you had me at 17, and I'm 17, and you're 35.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I know.
Just a quick reminder.
But yeah, in those early episodes, I felt like, okay, you know what? She's still figuring it out. She's still a little dumb. I can relate to that. In these last few episodes, I'm going, dear God, I hope I don't relate.
Well, it just doesn't feel like she's trying. It's like, are you trying to be everything that you don't want to be? Like, I don't like everything she has had a problem with, like.
Yeah, I feel like if you were to make a trailer or an edit out of these last few episodes and put like scary music over it, you could almost make it out to be like her losing her mind.
She's like this abusive, like, crazy.
I don't know abusive, but she's definitely spiraling.
With the scary music, it would be a very much Ross Geller situation.
Yeah, I feel like you could make
it. And
it.
he bordered abusive, like emotionally insane.
He definitely was abusive.
Yeah, I also.
But I did like the. Oh,
sorry. No. Are you still in the Max Medina?
I'm moving on to when she sneaks home.
Okay, yeah.
I just thought that moment was kind of cute, but I feel like it was a missed opportunity because she comes in and Rory goes, "It's 1:00 in the morning," like playfully. And she like comes back, like Lorelai comes back with a little bit of banter, but it would have been so much funnier. It was a missed opportunity to not have her turn around and go, "Oh, we were just reading a book and we fell asleep." Yeah. Like, it would have been so funny.
It would have been funny to have a reference to that for sure. I thought that too.
Especially only 2 episodes after it. But anyway, that's all I had to say about that.
So in Rory's school, Rory's now at school and everyone's talking about Paris and how her parents are going through this horrific breakup. And Paris's friends, or her little minions, are kind of turning their back on Paris because all they care about is gossip. So Rory is walking in front of them and she can hear all the gossip they're talking about. And they mention how hot they think Mr. Medina is. But then they talk about how he's probably dating someone dumb because dumb women want smart men. And then they mention Marilyn Monroe getting with her guy, whose name I couldn't even frickin' tell you because he's irrelevant.
Something.
No, he's irrelevant.
Okay.
Marilyn Monroe is, if you know anything about her, she was incredibly intelligent.
Yes.
She was so unbelievably smart. And most people that she worked with will say the exact thing about her, especially the women that she worked with. Like, that's...
But that wasn't what she put out. She put out a persona of, I'm the ditzy blonde.
Well, that's more the persona that was forced onto her.
I
she
totally
tried so hard to take on movies and roles where she could play, like, intelligent, witty women, but also just put her intelligence into a role that was different for her, something that drove her like emotionally to areas she hasn't been before. I've watched so much on this. She was incredibly intelligent. Like, one of the reasons she was known for having more peach fuzz on her face than other women in the industry. And she would get told all the time to shave it. And she refused. She was like, I'm not shaving my peach fuzz. And when she's on screen, she glows. Her makeup and the lighting and her peach fuzz gives her this glowy, almost Facetune effect in those old movies.
I never noticed that.
And she had that, like, made her look more like that than other women in the industry at the time.
That's why she looks so ethereal. I always just assumed they just knew how to light her.
She had, like, people would refer to it as a beard. Like, that's how thick her peach fuzz was.
Fascinating.
Very, like, fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think she's originally kind of a redhead, right?
Yeah.
Not like,
I think
it's like a reddy brown. Yeah, auburn. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I don't stand for Marilyn Monroe slander.
Not at all. I don't mess with that. Marilyn Monroe was like one of the most influential women of all time, and it's not because other people gave her that opportunity. It's because she worked very hard to do that.
Yeah. Staying on the topic of Paris's parents and the divorce and stuff, I can't imagine going to a school that printed out a newspaper that was about people's like personal problems.
They didn't do that. That's not how people found out.
Yeah, it was print. They said the paper, that's because the school paper came out today. And in the paper, they had talked about the big divorce between her parents.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. So it wasn't the school paper. Her dad worked for a sports agency thing. And he's like a very well-known guy in like the sports paper industry. And that company was talking about the breakup and printing stuff on the breakup.
Oh, I thought it was the school paper.
No. The paper.
I was like,
wasn't
the
doing it.
fuck?
That would have been actually crazy.
Well, and I wouldn't have put it past an American school and American prep school that they would, because I've seen it in movies, like in the 2003 rom-coms,
which are so realistic and accurate.
They are completely accurate. That is what I always thought high school would be.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, I felt sorry.
Where's my Heath Ledger?
Where's my Heath
Where's
Ledger?
my Paul Rudd? Where's David's handsome, successful son that I'm supposed to fall in love with?
David's. Oh, I was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, really weird. Falling in love with your step sibling. Clueless is a really weird movie.
Okay, but if it's
Really
Paul
weird
Rudd,
movie.
can we blame her?
I'm just saying that's so weird. It's like, here's my parents and here's my brother. Oh no, by the way, I'm married to him. What?
I mean, he didn't come into their life until much
She
later,
was
right?
17 and he was 19 or 20.
We are not going to have Clueless slander here either.
That's so weird.
No, it was amazing.
Oh, if that was my kid, I'd freak out.
Oh, you could get over it.
No, Mom, imagine.
Get over it.
Imagine David has a son who's 20 and I'm 17 and I start going out with him.
I feel like I could get over it.
Yeah, we live together. You could get over that.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't. No, look at your smile. You know you couldn't.
Anyways, moving on. We're now at dinner with, I don't know where Richard is, but it's
he's working.
Yeah, Lorelai, Emily, and Rory. And again, Emily is being passive aggressive. I actually don't think it's so crazy.
I don't think that what she said.
Wait, did I say Lorelai or Emily?
Emily.
Okay.
I don't think what Emily said was bad. I think Lorelai took it very personally, which makes sense because I know that she always expects what Emily does to be used against her. But it's like knowing that Lorelai doesn't read the newsletter, even though it is expected of parents to be heavily involved in their children's career at school. I think it's fair for her to be like, yeah, well, did you know that you're supposed to be going there that day? And then offering, well, I'll go for Parents' Day.
Okay, but you cut me off.
I'm sorry.
Rude.
I'm very passionate about this.
Well, no, I was going to say we actually don't have knowledge that Lorelai never reads the newsletter, and the newsletter came out that day.
We do have a little bit of knowledge of it because they mention it in like quite a few episodes before this. Like in a few episodes, it is mentioned that Emily will say like, well, did you see the Chilton newsletter? Like for the bake sale and all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
These are all, or the one where she was supposed to go in with all the parents for like that kind of meet and greet thing. Lorelai didn't know anything about this.
Fair enough. I just think that if the newsletter comes out that day and Lorelai's been at work and then probably leaves work immediately to go quickly get ready, get in the car to go have dinner with Emily, I think Emily could have given her at least a day's grace in wondering about the newsletter and then phone her and be like, so did you see the newsletter?
That's true, but it's also, why would she wait when they were having dinner that night? And
then bring it up in a different way. But Emily was definitely bringing it up as Lorelai called her on it. She's like, you have a smile. You have a smile that you know something I don't know. And so it felt like Emily was trying to trap and make Lorelai feel stupid rather than just bringing it up naturally and being like, hey, are you planning on going to the parent-teacher meeting? Mm-hmm. And Lorelai being like, I didn't even know it was happening.
I thought the smile was more, because I thought it was more of a misunderstanding where, like, Emily, should have clarified, but I thought, like, Lorelai was taking it personally, as you would with a mom like that. And Emily was, like, really jumping at the opportunity to get to go to the parent-teacher thing.
Maybe.
And I think that it seemed to me like she was excited that Lorelai didn't know, because, like, that makes her feel good. Mm-hmm. But also she knows Lorelai works that day, and she knows that Lorelai is not that involved in Rory's thing. So I think she just wanted to be able to show up.
Yeah, but the way she went around it was still conniving. Like, it wasn't nice, but whatever. I just feel sorry for Rory. It must be really exhausting sitting there between the two of those.
Right, I know.
Like, can you get along for 5 fucking minutes.
Literally 2 seconds.
Yeah. The constant banter would just be so, not banter, bickering. It's more than banter. It's bicker. And it just would be so exhausting.
I also find like, well, I'll bring that up later when we get to a later scene. The next scene is Lorelai getting ready for a date with Max Medina. And she's like yelling at Rory. She's like, do you know where my suede orange clip is? I can't find it. And Rory's like, well, did you check your sock drawer? Did you check your dresser drawer and stuff? And she goes up and she knows exactly where to find it. Mm-hmm. I think that's funny because that's very me to my mom.
It's also very me to Zoe.
I think more so when it comes to the fridge.
Don't get it twisted. We do it to each other.
Yes.
And it is very funny both ways.
But I think I find your stuff a little bit more than you do.
No.
Because you're like, Zoe, where's like that necklace? Like, you totally took that necklace. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And then it's on her neck or something.
Okay, well, that does happen too. But I'm just saying, I feel like we're pretty even on who is helping who find the things.
Yeah, maybe.
No, not maybe.
Telling yourself that.
No, I will. But
also, when she... Oh.
Please.
No, please.
No, you.
No, after you.
No, you, darling.
No, you.
No, you.
Oh, I said you.
Oh, no, but I insist. You.
Well, I'm just not going to talk then.
Okay. We're just going to sit here in silence. Anyway.
I won. Okay.
The only thing I wanted to say before we kept moving forward through that episode is it was funny because my best outfit of the episode as I was typing it out was, oh, I love her jean dress with that cute little button-up pink top over top. And then it, like, 3 seconds later ends up it's her slip. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, I like her slip.
Yeah.
And so it's still my favorite outfit. I was like, oh, this is so cute. And it didn't end up being the outfit that she wore.
I think that those are meant to be worn underclothes, right?
And it was. She was in the process of putting a little...
No one wears slips anymore.
No, not anymore.
That's weird.
Like,
I wear those as normal clothes.
And I've tried wearing them before. They're so annoying. It's a whole other layer. It's like how I feel about top sheets. Don't even get me started on fucking top sheets.
Stupid. And I don't
they
like
get
the
tangled up in my legs.
Yeah.
And I hate
They're
them.
never a nice material.
Poor David. He loves top sheets. And I get so
Why?
angry.
What is there to love about a top
I don't
sheet?
know.
I also love the part where she gets mad at Rory, like, well, why are you wearing the silver bracelet I want to wear? And Rory's like, because it's mine.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, can I wear it? That's very you too.
Yes, that is also.
She's always coming into my room to go through my jewelry and
because you got such cute stuff now.
Yeah, but I feel like my jewelry's getting worse and worse because I've kept losing them. Remember that heart necklace?
Maybe it'll still be at the tree place.
No, it won't, Mom.
We don't know.
I want it so bad. I don't have one anymore.
It has been really neat seeing, like, Zoe used to borrow my stuff, and now we've gotten to the age where, I don't know, you're very cool. You're very hip. She's got lots of really cute stuff, so I get to borrow some of it, and I'm very appreciative when she does share the things with me.
You're welcome.
What do we think about the rule with Rory not answering the door and, like, needing to be gone, but Lorelai, like, insisting Rory still answers? Like, how did you feel about that whole situation? Because it was so weird. I felt like...
Oh, sorry.
I just want to say, I felt like Lorelai, if she made the rules, shouldn't have been insisting on Rory opening the door.
Well, I have a problem with her rules to begin with.
Yes.
And, like, the whole thing with her at the end, fighting with Rory, we'll get into. But
yes.
I don't think her rules are fair, especially considering, like, I don't think Rory actually gave a fuck that she was being asked to open the door. But it's this rule that Lorelai has for her. I don't know. I don't really mind. Just like, okay, she's saying you can open the door, so open the door. Like, it's Max Medina. Like, this isn't just a guy she doesn't know. Like, Lorelai has talked about how she has not involved Rory in any of the guys she's gone out with, but Rory is familiar with Mr. Medina.
Yeah.
So I think that was just the exception there. It's just like, let him in. You know who he is. He knows who you are. You know, it's not like you have to, like, brave this really uncomfortable relationship with a stranger. Like, he knows Rory.
And he's nice.
Yeah.
I liked seeing his reactions outside the door. I thought that was a nice little touch.
I think that was very funny.
Like, the date's at 8. Who shows up at 8 for an 8 o'clock date? It's probably
like
8:15. And
minus points for being a good
He's minus
person.
10 points for being good. And he just was like, what? I thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
So my next note actually seems to be skipping a few scenes because Rory then shows that she actually sees the happiness in Lorelai and doesn't mind having Max Medina around, even invites him to go skating with them on their annual, like, skating thing. Lorelai has come home from that and she's sitting with Suki and has, like, the biggest fucking loss of the
Oh yeah,
episode.
we are skipping a little bit. Okay.
Oh, what do you want? What did you have?
Just before the skating,
Okay.
Luke saying that he'll shine her
I know.
skates for her. That was really, really cute. But also, I thought during that scene, because I've always thought that Jackson and Suki would be a cute couple.
Oh, okay, but you didn't know that they.
I had no idea. I was just like, this is like
Oh.
a really cute thing. Like I think they should get together. And then like that's the scene where they're like fighting in the diner
Yeah.
and stuff. And then spoiler alert.
Because she wants squash blossoms.
Yeah, later in the episode, she asks him for dinner.
Yeah, he wants to give her a zucchini tush instead.
So cute.
Yeah, I like their relationship in the beginning. If I remember correctly, it kind of goes in a weird direction, but we will probably end up getting to that at a completely different
Every
point.
relationship
I
in
like
this show
Jackson.
goes
I
in a
don't
weird
like his
direction.
stupid little hats. The way his
You don't
toque
like his little beanies?
he makes him, the way the toque sits on his head makes him look like a penis. I'm sorry.
No, I hate men who wear their beanies sit differently than that. It's cute. He like folds them and they sit really nice.
It's not even on his ears. Isn't that like the kind of the point? It's supposed to sit on the ears a little bit.
It's just like a short beanie.
I don't
that
know.
he
I think it looks
folds.
dumb. Looks like
I
it's got a
like
penis
it.
head.
No, it does not.
But yeah, so Lorelai has gone to get her skates have been cleaned up by Luke. She's gone skating. She's come home. She's in pain, and her wonderful friend Suki is giving her a foot bath, like hot water to soak her stupid sore skate feet. And this brings Lorelai brings up that she's kind of like doesn't admit it, but brings up that she's ghosting Medina. And Suki's like, well, yeah, it's around the 2 months. This is when you get scared.
Yep.
And calling
Which
her out
is a
on
conversation they've had before in the past when she reaches the 2-month period with other people.
So it's clear that this is a pattern. Lorelai is in denial of this pattern and then turns around and attacks Suki. And
Yeah, saying like, who are you to give relationship advice when you haven't been with someone in 2 years?
yeah, or it's been like a long time. Yeah. Lorelai instantly turns around and regrets it and says
That's what
sorry.
frustrated me because it's like, look how easy it is for you to say sorry about a comment that even I like kind of shrugged off. Like it didn't feel like she was attacking her. It's just like, hey, like, okay, but you haven't been with someone in this long, whatever. But that was such a quick apology when she can't even apologize to her daughter when she's genuinely like bullying her.
When did she bully her in this episode?
Just with Rory in general. Like we see like Lorelai has such a hard time apologizing to Rory for things, and she can't even give her like a real apology a lot of the time.
Oh, I thought
and then,
I haven't noticed that.
Yes, in episode like constantly when
they
they
usually
have
end up saying sorry.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
But she's not able. She can apologize immediately to Suki for just like a small comment like that.
Okay.
But with Rory, she can't realize that in the moment and give it to her. Like, because
Yeah.
in this episode, she doesn't give an apology.
She doesn't?
No, like they have a conversation about it, but it's still like the whole time it's like, okay, but Rory, me. Okay, but Rory, you're not seeing it from my perspective. Rory, me. And then that's why Rory says later, like, why are you blaming me for this? Like, why are you making this my fault? This is your fault this happened. I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Rory's like, but Lorelai's like, oh, no, I've been doing this for you. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But that just kind of frustrated me with the Suki thing. It's like, good that you can apologize to her quickly, but you are making your daughter responsible for your poor behavior.
Yeah, I think it's just a sad, and it shouldn't be the norm, but I do think we are able to show up sometimes differently to the people that aren't quite as close to us. You know what I mean? I'm not making excuses for it. It's not right. I'm just saying it's this way it sometimes goes where you feel like you can get away with a little bit more shit when it comes to the immediate people, the people that you shouldn't be pulling that stuff with. Do you know what I'm saying? Again, it's wrong. Don't do that. But I think that that's an example of this.
Yeah, I guess it's just hard for me to see with this because I know we don't see Suki and her hanging out very much.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like Suki is her Mika. And
Yeah,
Mika is
you're
my
right.
immediate circle of people. So,
No, that makes sense.
I also like a little later too, she's such a child. Lorelai is such a child. Why are you complaining about having to go to parent teacher night with Rory, like, or parent teacher day? Why are you genuinely complaining about that? Because it wasn't like, oh, I'm missing out on work and that's money. Like, we need money, so this kind of screws me over. No, she's just, I don't even know. She's just complaining about it. It really, really annoys me. She has complained about every single thing she's had to be involved in at Rory's school. But then later she also says to Rory, like, during the fight, if it weren't for me and my rules, you wouldn't be going to this school. Which also, hey, Lorelai, not true at all. She would not be going to this school if your parents didn't force themselves back into your life paying for the school. I'm not saying that her raising Rory to be smart didn't help, but it's like she had to bend her rules and what she held herself to accept the family back into her life to send Rory to the school.
Yeah.
And she's complaining about having to go. And I know, like, oh, it has to do with Mr. Medina. Put on your adult pants.
Yeah.
Don't complain about your relationship shit to your daughter. You chose to date her teacher in the first place. You were the one that was like, well, I don't want to make her uncomfortable with it. And then now you're making your problems with it her problems.
Yeah. I know that one of the big issues that I see people talk about in like comment sections and stuff is like, yes, Rory. So the big issue with Rory is she can be like an entitled brat, and she gets worse as it goes. And then the big issue with Lorelai is she parentalizes, or whatever the word is, Rory. And I've seen glimpses of that in past episodes, but a lot of that I had seen prior, I kind of just chalked up to it is a young mom daughter dynamic, and a lot of it is kind of like it's joking, and it's just they're both silly, they're both quirky, and they're both really, really close. So I was like, okay, I feel like it's just how they work. This was the first episode where it was full blown Rory parenting Lorelai,
and I also the whole parent thing. It's like, okay, but no, you're 35, or at least around that.
Yeah,
it's when it gets to that age, it's like it's not an excuse. You're a full grown adult.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like I've said, the episodes before, to me, it just felt like their unique dynamic. Whereas this was the episode where I was like, oh my God, lady, you need to grow up.
I would have, like, with knowing my personality, like, especially with you, like, I would have been fighting with her way more than Rory was.
The fact, like, you're trying to get your daughter to give the book back to Medina for you when this entire time your issue was not involving her. Yep. And now you've involved her. Even Medina asking Rory about it was inappropriate. Even though he's saying, is she coming to parent teacher? He should have left it. They should not have been involving Rory to that extent. But her being like, oh, Rory, I just don't want to involve you too much. I don't want it to be too weird. But hey, can you break up with him for me? Is basically what she's saying. And just her it really frustrated me.
This whole episode made me really, really upset.
Even down to the more silly scene, like we come in and they're cleaning out before we even got into the school, they're cleaning out the fridge, right? Mm-hmm. And Lorelai is asking Rory if the food is good or bad. And I know that seems like such a little thing, but it still felt, again, after all the rest of the stuff happening in the episode, like asking Rory where her clip is. Where's that bracelet? Oh, that's not my bracelet. Can you open the door? I'm not ready yet. Like, can you open the door for him? Can you break up with him for me? And now we're cleaning out a fridge, and she's having to ask Rory, like, well, can we get away? What about this food? What about this food? And Rory's like, no, just throw it away.
It's childish, and it's very strange, and it doesn't feel true to who her character
No, that's what I mean. This felt so weird.
And I think they're trying to do that whole thing where they're saying, like, well, Lorelai was the more mature one, but now that her parents are back in the picture and Rory's now more grown up and stuff, it's like the roles have been reversed, and now Lorelai's just acting out and acting different and acting more immature and stuff. But I just don't feel that works for the type of person that we've been made to believe she is.
It felt very inauthentic to Lorelai's character, and like,
because she doesn't feel like a mom.
There's no way that they got this far in life if this is how she constantly acted.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre. But I will say, they're cleaning out the fridge and they throw away pizza. They discover, after they've thrown away the first pizza, that they actually threw away the good pizza.
She could have picked up.
I would have taken
the box.
I was just.
They don't have any food. What, you're just gonna keep on ordering out? You need to eat the food you have.
I'm like, the good pizza's still in the box.
Because that was half a pizza.
That is perfectly fine pizza.
So
Take
now
it back
we know
out.
that they're ordering food consistently and only eating half of it.
Yeah, that pizza would have been gone the next day in our house.
That's wasteful.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So yeah,
anyway,
that's all I wanted to say.
What do you think of the conversation Mr. Medina and Lorelai had at the school during parent-teacher meeting?
I really appreciated how he blatantly called her out on her shit.
He gets my W for this episode.
My W is Rory, because she is, as we'll point out even more within, I have a few more points with her, she really handles the entire situation. We'll get to that. He called Lorelai out on her shit, and he did not let her get away with it, squirm her way out of it, talk her way out of it. He's like, did I quote him?
I don't have a quote from him. He was just so intelligent this episode,
though. Oh yeah, he says something along the lines, he's like, I didn't expect you to be this pathetic, it's beneath you. He says something along those lines, and it's kind of mean, but it's warranted.
Well, he has to be mean. The
yeah.
relationship has been built on, and this was my problem from the beginning. It's so unserious, and I'm just really not into that dynamic. I know a lot of people are when they're watching TV shows and movies. Like, that's kind of what they want. I don't find it attractive. I don't find it cute. I rarely find it charming. I'm glad that he was mean and real with her in that moment.
Yeah.
It was necessary.
I agree with you. And the two types of relationships that I always have like caution with, not from me personally, but when I see it looking in, are people that can't stop joking with each other.
Because it doesn't demand any authenticity or hard work from you.
Or people that can't stop being mean to each other, but in a joking way.
In a playful one.
When they're constantly insulting each other, but it's like, oh, it's just how we are. I'm like, no. If David spoke to me that way, even playfully, that continuous, like there's always a little bit of truth to a joke. And yeah, so those are my
mom has a big problem with that with my best friends. She's always telling us to be nicer to each other and stuff, because we call each other like fat cows, you little heifer, telling each other we're so stupid.
Yeah,
but I think it also depends. I think it's more of a bad sign when the relationship is fresh. I think when you have known each other as long as I've known Mika, and we consistently have life-changing conversations with each other about how much we love each other and appreciate each other, like in no way do our comments about making fun of each other bother us.
I feel like I used to call my friends stupid hoes all the time. It's when you bring in like you fat cow, like you call them fat or like ugly or anything, even playful. That's when I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But that's just my opinion. Preference. I never called Carolyn or Frances ugly, ever. Oh, we used to say fugly a lot.
I like that one too. Fugly.
We used to say fugly a lot.
We know we're not.
I know.
Ugly.
I feel like that's different. There's some relationships, like dating relationship, marriage relationships in my life that I've seen where they are literally just mean to each other and they laugh,
you
quote
would
unquote.
Point that out a lot with me and my partner. I do want to say him and I only acted that way really around you.
It was really
David.
annoying. Like, it was so annoying. They acted like siblings.
Well,
I hated it.
No, that was when it came to like joking around and like messing around, like bye mom, like pulling little jokes.
It was really
stuff.
annoying.
But the insults,
it wasn't cute.
We just pulled out like really heavily around you guys because like that's fine. That's a dynamic we have. But it's like we're not going to be mushy gushy.
I don't know why you're getting defensive because I wasn't even referring to you.
I know, but I wasn't even bringing up
you.
Something that relates to it in our personal lives. Okay, my turn to talk.
My turn.
Are you done?
Well, I still want to stay on that scene because I'm glad that he called her out and was rude to her, and not rude to her, but like put her in her place and didn't let her get out of it like most people do in her life. But holy crap, how irresponsible do you have to be to start making out in a classroom? I get
little quick peck maybe.
I get tensions, I do, and sexual tension, and of course, who doesn't like the what if we get caught feeling? Like, yeah, okay, what the fuck though?
I would have never. I went to school with my partner for a few months. We never even like hugged at school unless it was like a very private area. But just like be professional. You don't need to be kissing in an environment like that.
Like I know they were fighting, and so it just kind of exploded from there. But like,
hold each other's hand then.
Why were you even having that conversation in the school to begin with? These are two fully grown adults in a very professional
And he
space.
says later, he's like, I wouldn't have even considered doing anything like that. And that's the thing. He is so much more of an adult than she is, and which is. There's no excuse there because she's a parent and he still is parenting and working with kids every single day at his job. There is no excuse for the way she acts out. And he wouldn't have done that. It was completely her.
Yeah. And again, that just goes to how this writing in this episode didn't feel like Lorelai. Yeah. Because doing something like that is not normally something that comes out of nowhere. Like that type of irresponsibility.
It's not a mistake.
Yeah. There's no way that she's gone her whole life not being this type of irresponsible then. And they wouldn't have been
coming out of thin air.
Yeah. So it just was, So anyways, I hated that scene. It made me mad.
Because before when she fucked up and she showed up in like the wrong outfit to school and stuff, that was incredibly immature. We talked about that. That was actually the most famous TikTok we made.
Most famous.
This one. We got like 4,000 likes. No big deal. But that was still like a mistake. Yeah. We were led to believe that she did. Even at the beginning episode, she was wearing very fancy clothes. Yeah. And stuff like consistently because it was like, here's a working woman who works hard. And it was kind of a good contrast. Like she comes home in these fancy clothes, but you can see that her home is very messy and eccentric and stuff. Yeah. Like that was how we saw her, and now like her clothes are very much a reflection of more of the silly side of her personality now, which there isn't anything wrong with that, but it still just shows how they're leaning into a very different version of her.
Pouty child.
Pouty.
I was so
Pouty child.
Anyways, go on. You had something next.
Yeah, so she ends up going to so after this, Paris actually ends up seeing, like I mentioned before, Mr. Medina and Lorelai making out in the classroom, and she sees this as an opportunity to turn the whole school from her onto Rory, and she goes to the cafeteria during lunch, tells everybody about what she saw, goes up to Rory, says to Rory, like, yeah, I told everybody, so now they know, and Rory's super upset. She tells off Paris, though. I really like this line. She says, well, you should take some dance classes because the way you express yourself needs a little work.
Yeah, that was funny.
And I do think that their dynamic there was cute.
So that's the later, that comes a little bit after. That's not immediately in that conversation. And there's something that happens first before I want to.
Oh, okay, yeah. My next question, I was going to move on from that scene anyway.
Well, no, because the next scene is her and Lorelai fighting in the stairwell.
I was going to bring that up.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. The thing, she does have a different conversation with Paris later, but Paris talks to her before her and Rory fight in the stairwell. Okay. Because that's how Rory found out that they were kissing.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
So that was the cafeteria. They have a big fight. And then Rory runs, into Lorelai, and they have a big conversation, and Rory's really upset. Of course she is.
Rightfully so.
One thing I'm really so fucking mad at Lorelai for, and I would be unbelievably angry at you too, is when Rory was like, what were you thinking? Why would you do that? Like, this is my school. Why would you come in here and think it's okay to bring your relationship here and kiss Mr. Medina and stuff? And Lorelai responds, and I quote, because I'm human, because I screwed up, I'm sorry. Are you kidding me? I hate that reaction, because 99% of the time when someone is saying, it's like, I'm a human, I mess up sometimes, I'm sorry, it's not warranted.
It's not taking ownership.
No, because like a human mistake is to be doing the dishes and accidentally knocking a cup off the counter and it breaking. That's a human mistake. It's just something that accidentally happened, whatever. But when it comes to doing something that you like know is wrong, like making out with that isn't a human mistake. That is something that's calculated.
Yeah. It's not a real apology.
No.
It's trying to
it's guilting her.
Yeah, and it's trying to like dismiss, I don't know how to word it. The only example I can think of is like when somebody does something really bad or whatever, and then they say it was like, because I grew up in a very Christian household, going to church and stuff. And I'm not saying this was in my household, but when somebody would mess up and then they would say it was like the devil made them do it. It was the devil tempting them, and like, or whatever, or
it's
Jesus,
like, what do you
Jesus is
expect?
testing us.
I have no control in this situation.
Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of just trying to put the blame onto something else. I think you can use the argument of I am only human and I messed up, but not in the moment. You've got to take ownership for it first and be like, I could have responded with, you know what? I don't know why I did it. And that would have been a better excuse.
You see, that kind of excuse I don't accept though. And if that was something you had said in the moment, if we were having that fight, I would have been really upset too.
If I just said, I don't know. I mean, I did something stupid and I don't know why.
Yeah, well, it's because you didn't know why. It's because you've been having issues with Mr. Medina. You allowed yourself to ghost him.
Okay, fair enough.
Up until a day that you knew you would be forced to see him in my school with me. It's like there is always reasons for that kind of stuff. And having a parent say, I don't know why I did this is like, okay, but you did. And I think also that excuse from a child is not accepted as much from a parent. Like if you ask me, well, why'd you do this? And I was like, I don't know, Mom. You would say, well, no, Zoe, you do. Like, what do you mean you don't
You're
know?
Right. Fair enough.
So that stuff I don't accept. I feel very, very bad for Rory in this situation.
Well, especially the entire time Rory still manages to actually keep her cool more.
Yeah.
Even though she's the one that now is being talked about all through her school. She's the one that is keeping her cool and being more mature and telling Lorelai off again. Like she's like saying, why are you being weird about this? Why are you the one that's trying to keep secrets when it came to this? Why were you the one with your rules? And maybe your rules need to change because they don't make sense. And I didn't even like the rules, and you made them.
Lorelai said that the rules are only going to change when Lorelai decides that they will. Shut the fuck up. No. And that's the thing. It's like Rory mentions how she's not a child anymore. And then Lorelai completely dismisses that and says another comment I couldn't stand, which was like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were a 40-year-old widow or something like that. Shut up.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Because that's my thing is a lot of the time, and I felt this way too, I'll like a person in high school, in grade 12, like they're about to go into university and stuff, they say, okay, but I'm not a child anymore. And I understand a parent's reaction of like, okay, but you are still a kid, you're living under my roof, you are still very young. Sure, that's true. But it is so frustrating to have all of society telling you you are an adult.
Yeah.
You're going to school, you're responsible for every decision you make, like all of this stuff. Everyone is telling you you're an adult and you're being given adult responsibilities by your family. But the second you refer to yourself as an adult, if it conveniences them, that's when they're going to tell you that you're not. Until you make a different kind of mistake where then it conveniences them to say, okay, but you're an adult, you should know better. You
100%.
know, that really frustrates me with Rory and Lorelai in this situation because no, Lorelai, the rules don't just get to change when you feel like it. She is telling you that these rules have very blatantly hurt the two of you, but especially Rory. And that is not enough for you to look at them and realize that they have only ever been there to make things easier for you.
And they're not good rules.
No.
Like this particular rule isn't something that is so like that needs to be in place so badly for everybody's safety. Like it's such a silly group of rules about these relationships
and
that it's
secretly
very
selfish.
Yeah, and it very easily could just be discussed. It's not a rule that's going to keep Rory safe.
Well, if you don't want Rory getting like, because she's so afraid of that attachment and Rory getting hurt and stuff. And don't get me wrong, if you're starting to see a guy and it's just the early stages and stuff, you don't need to be involving her in your child's life. I respect that. But you do need to be having the conversations with Rory throughout your dating life of those fears that you have and just say like, I try not to introduce them to you because I don't want you to get attached before I'm sure and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like as she gets older, you need to be having those conversations because now she's an adult and she is forced to be involved because you have gotten with her teacher and you're talking about these it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like you should have had these conversations because it would hurt her less to actually understand anything about the relationships that Lorelai has been having, but Lorelai's hid them all from her.
Yeah, I think what's in the end, Lorelai confesses why she was feeling so weird about it, and the excuse used is she's worried about Rory getting hurt and also herself getting hurt. And fair enough, but I actually do think, and they don't say this, but what I think the actual issue is Lorelai doesn't want things to change.
Yeah.
So it's like, here's Rory and Lorelai are going to go skating and it's their annual skate and it's what they do. And Rory turns around and says, like, you should invite Mr. Medina. And I think what Lorelai is seeing is change. She's like, wait, somebody up in, if I keep going with this, he is going to have to be part of things. Like it would change the dynamic. I'm not making excuses for her. I'm not making excuses for the behavior and it's not in the writing. So maybe that's genuinely not what they wanted us to think. But if I were going to make this real in my head,
it's meant
and
to
if
be relatable to people in situations
I
like
would
that.
think that is the bigger fear, is that she doesn't want anything in her life to change because change is scary. I know I had relationships with you growing up. I didn't really, there was always kind of a guy around, like a long-term relationship there. So having them around, we were always still very close and that didn't really change the dynamic. I do remember.
Well, that's because none of them took on the role of a parent.
Not in the right way, yeah.
Yeah.
But then the one that I actually really would get scared about when I would look into the future was when I was dating when I was in my female relationship, because it is different dating a woman and like it's easy to go like, it's girls' night and leave the guy at home.
Yeah.
But now there's a girl.
Well,
and it's like, oh, girls' night includes you, I guess.
I also think she got jealous of me.
Oh, yeah.
I think there was
a
a very
whole different thing.
I think if you had been in a relationship with a grown-up, like a grown-up,
Yeah.
she was of age.
Yeah.
I mean,
my
if you had
God.
been in a relationship with someone who wasn't the worst and was emotionally mature and stuff, it would have been very easy for you. Like Deb. We weren't involving Deb in every special tradition we had, but we would invite Deb to special nights and we'd have our movie nights with Deb.
Deb was my roommate and she was the best.
Deb was our roommate.
If she does listen, I love you, Rumi.
I love you, Rumi. Deb was great and such an important part of our lives, and we would include her in some things, but then we didn't have to in others. And yes, she's our roommate, so it was slightly different, but it also just goes to show, even with women, they are not supposed to take those things personally. People just aren't. Like, I'm your daughter. So I think
100%. That relationship was so messed up in so many ways.
Yeah.
I was tying it into being able to relate to, I didn't want change.
Well, can I also say, I don't think Lorelai is into Max Medina properly. I don't.
You're right.
The thing that, what scene are we on? Can I...
Well,
Can I bring this up yet?
We're actually pretty much near the end where they've moved on. They're now going to family dinner.
Yeah.
And Emily loses on a Lorelai.
Okay, yeah, so they have that fight. So I'll just say my thing and then we'll talk about the fight with her. I don't think Lorelai and, like, I think Max was very sure about Lorelai, and even though Lorelai, like, really likes him, sure, and she has other things making her unsure of it, I don't see it should not be that hard.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. It should be very, very easy, because it was very, very easy with you and David. And even though, like, it was not easy for me when you started going out with him and stuff, you had no problem with him being there and trying to be involved with me.
Yeah.
Because it felt right to you.
And
this felt right.
And you were ready to meet him, and I didn't force it on you.
Yeah.
And
it's like her daughter is eager to meet this guy. And have him and have Max, like, involved and stuff. From the beginning, she seemed unsure about him.
Yeah, you're right. And it's stupid because he's stable and funny and good looking and has a really good job, but whatever. You can't force it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's okay.
Oh, I like Max Medina.
I don't think he's a bad character. It's also that whole thing of, like, the constantly joking around. Like, there was no maturity really in the relationship. He was, like, really forcing the intimacy parts, not the sex, but just, like, being obsessed with her and wanting to see her all the time and that stuff. And he was talking about doing that stuff a lot and making jokes about it. And he would do it more and more the more she would avoid it.
Yeah, he was way more into her than she was into him.
And in my experience, it's just like, if this person is trying to avoid it, I know you're making jokes and stuff to bring it up because you want it so bad. Like, I had a very similar experience with my last partner, but it's so unhealthy because it's pushing her boundaries, and you're settling for someone who doesn't want you as well. Like, he
deserves better.
He deserves better, and their relationship wasn't mature at any point.
No, I agree. So now we are at family dinner. That isn't dinner, it's family fight. But for the first time, Emily had every right to lose her shit.
She only
on Lorelai.
said one thing that I disagreed with.
Yes.
However,
let's see if it's the same thing I thought.
She said, "This is the problem with you, Lorelai, is you don't think." Here's the thing. If this was the version of Lorelai that we had been introduced to for the entirety of the show, Emily would have had every right to have said that.
Yeah.
And I think she could have said, like, the problem with this situation, Lorelai, is that you didn't think.
Yes.
It applies to this 100%. Yes, she shouldn't have said that before, because we are led to believe, like, no, Lorelai very much thinks for herself. She does think things through. She does care about her daughter and other people. She's worked very hard. But in this episode, she dropped the ball. She wasn't thinking about what was actually important. She was just trying to, like, do what was safe for her in the moment. And that's the thing. It's like, what was safe was to run away from Medina because that was too hard. But then what was safe in that moment was to kiss Medina, because that takes away the pain from this bad conversation that they had, you know? Like,
yeah, it was very, very avoidant.
Absolutely
yeah,
avoidant.
It's like, I want to avoid Medina, but now we're in it, but it feels yucky, so I'm going to avoid the yucky feelings by letting him kiss me. And, like, yeah, it's very avoidant. But I agree with you. I thought Emily had every right to be upset. I feel like she was still, and she has a right to be upset because of the effect it will have on the reputation of Rory.
Because she knows how that kind of stuff spreads through rich people, and also she knows now it has to affect Mr. Medina's career, which she brought up as well. I
do think a little bit too much full focus was put on reputation, and not enough was put on, like, look at your kid and be like, are you okay? Like, why did you do that? Is this coming from, like, do you need help? What's going on? Because it was very clear that the reason she was mostly mad was just because it was going to affect everyone's reputation, which is fair. But there's also, you should care about a little bit more than what are you going to tell the girls at your club.
But it's so true to them because they don't open up to each other.
No, of course.
And that's Emily's fault. She's the parent.
Yeah.
But Lorelai has done everything she can to make it clear to Emily that she doesn't want to open up to her or talk about her feelings. And every time Emily, like, they've kind of had those conversations, Lorelai has joked around and completely dismissed it.
Well, and Emily also doesn't want to hear it.
And but during the thing where she was like taking care of Lorelai and stuff, she was trying to lean in more to that, and Lorelai was the one dismissing it.
Yeah, Lorelai can't take anything seriously
Yeah.
because she's avoidant.
So, and that's still Emily's fault. She's the parent. But it makes sense how in this situation she didn't approach it with like, are you okay? Like, let me hear about this. It's just like, you didn't want to go to the parent-teacher night to begin with, and you don't
go and neck
put
in
effort into this. And then you go and you, kiss this teacher. But I also, reputation, like, look at what's happening to Paris. Like,
Reputation's important. That's what I'm saying.
So
she has a right to be
important.
concerned.
Yeah.
But it felt a little bit too much of only concerned about her
she's
reputation.
embarrassed that her family was involved.
Yeah.
In that.
I want to touch on the line that you brought up though, where she attacked Lorelai and being like, you don't think
This is the
you
problem
only
with you.
lead with your emotions and this and that. And I did feel for Lorelai in that moment, because I have had a life of many people, teachers and various people, telling me I'm too emotional.
Yeah.
I'm too sensitive. I don't think, I just lead by my emotions. I'm always going by my heart, not my head. And it still affects me. It still is something that I get very, very sensitive to. I'm too sensitive.
Yeah.
I will always be an emotional person, and I don't think leading by emotions is always bad.
No, it's not always bad. You want to lead with both.
Yeah.
You need, because you need to have an intellectual understanding of the feelings you're having while also just feeling them for how they are.
It's like, I must lead with my head sometimes because I am anxious
Yeah.
and I overthink everything. So it can't always be emotional because I am overthinking every single thing. But anyways, I just really related to Lorelai in that moment. I felt for her.
So I think anxiety is like both a heart and a mind thing at the same time.
And a tummy thing.
Because anxiety is like your nervous system freaking out. So
Yeah.
that's your brain and your heart and all of that. It's a biological response. Anyway, moving on from that. Lorelai and Medina are at a cafe together, and Lorelai like does her half-ass, not really real apology, but she explains like why she was worried about the whole thing and its effect on Rory and its effect on her. And Medina says like, yeah, I don't know why I would kiss you in my office, why I would do that. That's not the kind of decision like I would make. And I think this was him really realizing that she is not this dream girl who's funny and witty and can kind of match him on his level. She has had a negative effect on him, because when you're with someone, they are supposed to better who you are and better the life that you're leading. And she has already affected his career.
Yeah.
And especially as a teacher working at that school, you need to be seen as a professional, especially working with those kinds of parents. Like it's had a very negative effect on him, going on probation and having that on your teacher record. That is really, really not a good thing at all.
Yeah.
So he made the decision to take a break from Lorelai,
which I think is very fair and very mature.
I was going to ask you
because
how
it's
you
like,
felt on that.
it's one thing to fall for the woman who might drag you out into the snow and make out with you in the snow outside, and because that's like, that's
some suspense.
Yeah, that's so whimsy. Yeah. It's so fun. You can get that excitement and that whimsy and fun without jeopardizing your career. And so
she shouldn't be doing anything to your career.
Yeah.
She should not be affecting your career point blank, period.
So it's easy to get like, I can understand being attracted to a little bit of the chaos and everything.
Well, and I think it's less chaos. It's just like the excitement.
Yeah. It's a little, the drama. It's because she's drama, and that can be exciting, but it went the wrong direction because she's still not mature, and so I felt sorry for.
I would argue anybody that is the drama, like you're not like her in that sense.
No, I think there's different types of drama, and there's like, they're causing drama, or then there's the person who is like I think of it more of like the theatrics drama. Like I'm dramatic, and so like I like to make things, not bad things, like things like big and bright and silly and fun.
Fair.
There's two different. There's people that
I guess we're looking at that work very, very different, because I wouldn't connect that at all to the word chaos.
Well, if you're involving and creating drama, that's chaos, and and also like if you're somebody who is just of the dramatics or is like more of like the theatrical type of drama, then there's different things. Like I hate drama, but I love dramatics.
Chaos is a bad thing.
I don't think it has to be though.
Well, it comes from the Greek word chaos, which was like a god, or just like the being. Like I think chaos was like the universe. He's the father of I believe everything, or Zeus and stuff, and chaos is like very much a negative thing. He's like the Randy.
Well, so first of all, you're very smart, but I wasn't trying to say like him being attracted to the chaos was like chaos is good. Sometimes we are, without even realizing it, attracted to chaos. Like look at the women that date the men who are a bit more like mysterious, or they're this or they're that.
That was what I said that one episode.
Yeah, so I'm just saying sometimes we don't even realize that we will get ourselves attracted or enticed by chaos. And then I was moving it away from the chaos and being more like the drama and the dramatics. But anyway, I feel sorry for her because I think that she was trying to turn it around, but it was too late. Consequences. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes,
and they weren't
Lorelai.
supposed to be together, and she didn't treat him good. And I think if it's that difficult from the beginning, then it's not a relationship that needs to be pursued more. And here's my personal opinion. If a break needs to happen, and it's not because of school or anything like that, or moving away, like it's a break because of the effect you've had on each other, then that is a clear indicator that you should not be together.
Yep. It shouldn't be hard.
If you separate from each other and then like years later or like a year later, just like under circumstances, you end up talking again and things are good, that's good. But you weren't on a break. You were fully separated.
We were on a break.
Yeah, like if it has to go on a break, then there's a problem.
Yeah. The bottom line is, and I think it's something that we're kind of like lied to in society and stuff, is like relationships actually shouldn't be hard.
No.
Even people are like, marriage is hard. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you this, and I'm not super experienced in it, but from what I've seen, marriage shouldn't be hard. There will be hard moments you need to navigate.
Life gets hard.
Yeah, life gets hard, and then there's challenges that you should have to face together, but you should be able to face them together easily because you have each other. There's going to be hard things that come up, but marriage itself should not be hard. I've been with my partner 5 years almost. Yes, we're not married, but that doesn't matter. We're together. We own a home. And we have had difficult periods where both of us have things going on in our life that are causing things to be a bit hard. But when it comes to like being in a relationship with David is not hard. It is the easiest thing I've ever done, actually. And I think that is a lie we're told. And I don't know why we're told it. Maybe it's to make us stay and make us complicit in shitty relationships. But it shouldn't be hard. No. And it shouldn't be hard from the beginning. You should be able to step into this relationship, no games, no bullshit, and it should work.
And I want to agree with a different perspective on that. It's like a positive way of looking at that kind of thing is always the thing too, like it shouldn't be hard. We're in this together. But what's very important is to also understand that you have an individual life and self outside of your partner. And one of the reasons that relationships are so hard is when you cannot look at yourself and make change. Relationships are a mirror. And it's why my ex-partner, the relationship was as hard as it was with them, because he was so insecure and couldn't sit with himself and was afraid of looking at himself. And I would ask constantly from the very beginning, I would say, you struggle with this, like I'm here for you. I can talk to you about it. I'm here. But you need to be making the conscious decision every day to look at yourself and deal with these insecurities, because they are coming off on me. They're coming off on other people. They are leaking into every aspect of your life. And I am not responsible for that. And I would make that very clear to him, because at the end of the day, like your partner isn't there to save all the problems you have in your life. If you cannot look at yourself and make change, then you cannot be in a healthy relationship, because then you are relying on them to take care of you. So it's also like you're in this together because that's your person who you know will love you and support you through your hard times, but it is still completely your responsibility to look at that and decide to make a change.
And put in the work. And if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.
And that's the truth of it. So, yeah, I think like that's also something very much that like through all ages of relationships. And I think especially like with my age, that's what people think. It's, oh, if I get into a relationship, I'll feel better. Like, especially if there's a lot of insecurity in people's selves at my age and stuff too. It's like, I'm not pretty enough or I'm not successful enough and stuff. And they get in a relationship and they're like, oh, well, clearly I am good enough because I found somebody. And yes, that's good. Your person does make you confident when you get with them, and they should make you feel great about yourself. But it's not a Band-Aid. Relationships don't just like, they're not supposed to magically heal these things about you. It's great because they bring realizations, and it does show you, okay, I am worthy of this kind of love. But you will ruin that love for yourself if you do not foster it in yourself as well. It's supposed to make you see yourself in a different light and be able to give yourself that when you're on your own. But if you're on your own and you realize like, oh my gosh, I need this person, like now that I'm alone, I don't feel any of that love. I need them there to continue to give me this. Then that's a problem.
Yeah, your partner should make you like the best version of yourself, but you should already be a good version of yourself.
Well, you should also want to be a good version of yourself, not for your partner, but for you too. You should realize, oh, like I'm this great person. I like myself. I deserve to work hard and do good things for me. Yeah, I'm
agreeing with you. I think that a partner should come in and just add to your greatness, but not be the reason that you are great or feel great and be responsible for helping fix you or whatever. They will be there for you.
And if you can't do that, it just hurts.
And this goes for all relationships. This goes for friendships. This goes for family.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're very wise.
Yeah, it's why my ex, when he was actively sleeping with somebody else, he was still coming to hang out with me and be with me because he felt horrible about himself. And like, I'm the person that makes him feel good about himself because I'm like, oh no, baby, you're not a bad person. Why are you even saying that? Of course you're a good person. And he's like, oh no, you're so right. And then he'd go out and sleep with somebody else. And then he'd be like, oh, I'm a bad person again. And then he'd need to come to me to feel good about it. So that's that.
But yeah, so we are at the end of the episode, and Lorelai and Rory's now comforting Lorelai as she cries over the breakup. And
we've been there before.
Yeah, we have been there, and I'm grateful you were there for me. That was pretty brutal, and yeah,
it happens.
We've talked about it before, but I'm grateful that you were there.
Of course, Mama, I love you.
I love you too. Hopefully you will never have to be there for me again, but I am guessing I will have to. Hopefully
You'll
not
have to be there with me a lot.
Hopefully not too many more, but it unfortunately will happen.
Well, you never
again.
know because men lie. Men cheat and men lie and they hide it from you and they're snaky.
Okay, but not all of them.
Okay, but
not all men.
So many. I just found out a guy who was flirting with me at my work, and like I thought he was really cute. I didn't think we'd get together, but I was happy. I was like, oh, this is like a guy my age that like really likes me. I just found out he's had a girlfriend this whole time too.
Yeah.
Everyone cheats on each other.
Not everyone.
No, but dudes, I know, Mom, but you're not a teenager in this town that I live in. Everyone fucking cheats on each other, and because they don't see micro cheating as cheating. If you have any bone in your body that is capable of flirting with somebody else, you're a cheater. That's what that is. If I
agreed.
While I was with my ex-partner, I was always unsure. I always knew it wasn't right, but even though we would like go on breaks and stuff and make those decisions, I was still never capable of flirting with someone else during that. I didn't want to. My mind was still on him. And right now, currently, my mind is still on him. What do you mean? I still love him. And that love just doesn't go away. How could I have ever been able to do any of the things he did to me? That's crazy. That's evil. Evil shit. That's how I feel about that.
So, did you have
a rating?
A rating? No, we're at so who was your W?
W, Mr. Medina, because I like that he just got fed up with Lorelai and didn't take her shit. My L, Lorelai, obviously L stands for Lorelai.
Yeah. My W went to Rory because even after everything, even at the very end of the episode, she approaches Paris, calls her out for being mean, and then still says, if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Like the whole episode, she handles everything really well. So
she
she's my W. My L is Lorelai. Honorable mention goes to Paris's mom because what a cunt. What a horrible person.
Yeah.
That we get 5-second interaction and she was awful. I do have a song. You said you didn't.
No, stop. Paris's mom?
Paris's mom in the hallway. Right before parent teacher, Paris is like, Mom, can you please at least come to literature, like lit class with me? And she's like, I don't want to go in there while everybody's gossiping about me. And have you been using that cleaner basically attacks her. She's like, you need to be using it. There's a reason we got it from the doctor.
And I haven't. Yeah,
Oh, you must
totally
have like
that.
disassociated for that part. Yeah, it was really cruel. And
anyway, do you have a best fit and a best song?
I already did my best fit. It was the jean dress. It's not a dress.
I don't have one for this episode or a song.
But my song was Livin' La Vida Loca because
that's a good one.
Yeah, Suki was singing a whole bunch of Ricky Martin songs to Lorelai.
Express that Lorelai cha-cha is around relationships at the 2-month mark.
And so, again, we are creating a Where You Lead podcast playlist for us to play when we go on our trip. And we'll be adding songs from every episode and then hopefully adding songs along our trip to it. So you'll be able to tune in with us and listen to our playlist with us. Yeah. So I'm adding Livin' La Vida Loca to that. And now we can just do our rating.
2 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
We had some really good discussions on it.
It was good discussions, but I think the discussions came from the shitty writing.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. It was just a frustrating episode.
Yeah, and I don't think it was good for anyone.
And did a disservice to all the characters. Yeah. So can we settle on a 3?
No, I'm gonna stick with a 2.
Okay, well then I guess the first episode of us not agreeing.
This is where we differ. I don't think it's a 3 at all. 3 is like I'm okay having it on in the background. And I don't like this episode at all. I don't like any part of it.
Yeah, I would never go back and watch this episode again. That's for sure.
And I like uncomfortable, sad episodes. That wasn't a good one.
No, it was just irritating.
There was no and there wasn't even any kind of comedic relief or anything going on.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't have a favorite line.
There was no side plot. No. There was nothing good
agreed.
That went on. It was just like shit all around. So
okay, what if I met you at a 2.5?
No.
Okay.
I can't. I was gonna give it. I have a 2.5 written down. Now the more I think about it, it's a 2.
Okay. Well, that pretty much sums it up. I think there was a lot of really good discussions. There always is with you. I always enjoy my chatting.
We do good.
If you guys want to follow us, please, Where You Lead podcast. It's on TikTok. It's on Instagram. And then if you have questions for us or, again, suggestions for our Europe trip, we're whereyouleadpodcast@gmail.com. But other than that, that's it. That's all.
Check out our TikTok and all that.
Yeah, and please follow, like, share.
Yep.
And we'll see you all again next week.
Yeah. Thank you for this.
Yeah, my baby girl, I love you. You are the Rory to my Lorelai.
You're the Lorelai to my Rory.
See you next week.
I love you.
Love you.